Alrighty, welcome to week 3 of body performance coaching. This week we implemented a habit into our life. Maybe you took that on board, maybe you didn't, that's okay. So I wanted to start off today speaking about divine habits and how we can begin to implement them in our lives if they feel good to take our bodies to the next level. So to having a changing your body and transforming your body, it's a relationship, as anything is in life. So like with your life purpose, you go from one vortex to another. You can do the exact same thing with your body, but there's a specific process that you put in place for that to happen, a specific divine loving process that creates that eternal building. So I've identified, as I go through my own habits, I've identified what is a divine habit and how have I built my eternal body? How am I building that with God? And what you want to do when you start to look at things that you can give to yourself and activities you can take on in your body, one of the core things you want to look at is enjoyment. So you want that enjoyment there because that's that eternal motivation that you can tap into. It's not something that you're going to pick up and then put down. When you're in your body and doing that performance or that activity, you want to feel that joy in your heart and that relief and that release. You want it to feel really good in your body. So the first step in finding something would be identifying what's something I can turn up to each day to begin with, and that will naturally evolve. What's something that feels good to my heart? So I started off when it was time for God and me to begin my relationship with my body again and start building physical performance. Was the first day was just stretching. I got up and did some stretching and a couple of body strengthening exercises. And that's what felt good to me. I didn't want to do any more than that. I felt satisfied and I didn't leave the good feeling. I didn't go beyond what I needed to think that, well, I have this image, God, I want a good body. I want it now. I didn't push past the good feeling point. And day 2, got up, did the same thing, maybe a couple more strengthening exercises. Because I trust in that process and trust in the process of my heart and trusted in doing what felt good in my body. Like now, probably 2 weeks into it, I'm getting up, I'm stretching, doing quite a lot of strengthening exercises. Like I've gone from like 3 reps to 10 to 15 reps. Repetitions just being like 1 push-up is 1 rep. I go for a little jog, and sometimes I even do 2 lots of strengthening exercises, and I also do strengthening before bed. So when you find something that you enjoy, it's something that's crazy. It's something that will naturally evolve, and your body will naturally transform, and like God will begin to, like when you love yourself, God will show you how you can expand in this activity. But first you have to love yourself with a little piece, which was for me getting up and stretching. So that's a core foundation of a divine habit, is just finding something you enjoy and staying with the good feeling, going to where it feels good in your body, and then just going on a better day, with God. You want it to be sustainable and enjoy, and something that you enjoy. So that's something that you can look at in your heart when you're beginning to explore in your body different activities that you want to do each day. Do something that feels good to your heart. Don't look for something that's going to, give you a specific thing that you want to achieve. Trust that what God shows you feels good is going to give you exactly what you need. So yeah, I just want to check in with how we went with our Tai Chi this week. If you did it for 5 days, if not, that's okay. Like what happened? What did you notice as you went deeper with it each day? What happened with your body? What experience did you have? What changes did you notice? So for me, I think I did it. I think I did it 4 days of the week because I sometimes I get up and I start work at like I have to leave work at 6 a.m. For me, I felt that each time I went deeper, I was more trusting in letting go of my body and flowing into the movements, so I could kind of let go of control and enjoy a lot more instead of focusing on like what I should be doing. I just found deeper trust in my body, and I could just receive it a lot more and enjoy it a lot more. So it just shows you, like, as you implement habits and are consistent with them, healthy habits and joyful ones, divine habits, the joy that it can give you and how your body naturally grounds and evolves and expands. So does anyone want to share their experience and how they went with Tai Chi? Otherwise, I'll just call on you.
I'll go.
Thanks, Sarah.
I really liked it. I can't say I did it consistently daily. I did it like 3 days in a row, and I'm like, it felt like I could go deeper, but I'd only do the 5 minutes, right? And I'm like, okay, like as you were speaking about your experience, it's like, oh no, it's okay for me to kind of push those self-imposed boundaries, and move into the good feeling, because it's like, yeah, I really enjoyed the flow of the movements and just the connection. Like for me, it's an energy thing as well. Like just that uh, coupled with your body felt really really good, and then I could see it kind of moving into other aspects of doing different um, body-centered things, like possibly not yet, but maybe doing the treadmill, and those sort of things where you're like, okay, I like the feel of my body doing this. It feels good, that was an experience that I haven't had in a very long time. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed moving my body, and I didn't feel self-conscious about moving my body. It just felt good. So that was my takeaway from it, was I could just flow with it and be aware of my movements and how that felt good. So
Yeah, so yeah, that feels really good. You can see, like, it just, even with, so what we did was like 5 minutes, so say 3 days. You can just see, like, just becoming aware of your bodies in little ways, how that can immediately just open up new space in your awareness for you, in your relationship with your body. Like, it can be something so simple and so gentle to start off with. And it's about, I guess, building that enjoyment in your relationship with your body. Like, you never want to do something that doesn't feel good. And I think that's where a lot of trauma in the body comes. Like, people think that they have to do exercises that don't feel good to them, and that to keep fit, it's a task and it's uncomfortable. And if they don't keep fit, like, there's a lot of fear around that. And that in itself creates stress in your body, and it naturally, like, puts on weight. That's just for what I've heard, but I also feel that's intuitively true. Just stress hormones. And yeah, I guess it's just about finding peace and enjoyment in what you do. And it sounds like you experienced a little bit of that this week. And
I did.
Yeah, and you can trust, like, when you get to that point, that 5 minute point, you were starting to feel into, oh, maybe I could go a little bit deeper, and just going deeper with your body, and let your body guide where you want to go deeper, how you want to go deeper. So when I get up and I do my stretching routine, it doesn't look the same every morning. I I stretch where my body's called to be stretched. You know, like I just, I'd like to, like I want to loosen my neck. Okay, now I want to loosen my back. And my stretching routine is a flow. And I just flow through my stretching routine. And, you know, my strengthening exercises, I usually work on all of my body parts, but I haven't been working on my legs lately because, you know, it just hasn't felt good. I've got an upset there that I need to heal. And I'm working on that. So so next time that happens, how do you feel about trusting and moving forward and letting your body guide you?
It feels good. It feels good. It's a different, I guess what it is we're used to controlling our bodies, you know, whether it's through exercise or eating or that sort of thing, rather than working with, like, in a co-creative sort of thing, and being in that space of feeling good. So it's, to move through it and have it where I'm just allowing myself to flow into that next level. You know, I don't have to hold myself back. If it feels good to do more, I can do more. You know, I don't have to pigeonhole myself. So.
Right. It's that element of trust, just like with Keely and Colby's gift.
Yes. Surrender. It's good for you.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be good for you. God will support you and show you He has you. He has your body.
Yeah, that feels really good.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sarah. Would anyone else like to share their experience of Tai Chi this week? Jennifer? Yes. You're like,
I know, it's because I didn't do them.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So, why didn't you do them? There's no obligation, but
sure. Because I don't have any, I mean, it was fun when we did it, you know, so it's not like I don't want to.
Right.
So I don't have a reason. I don't have an excuse. I don't have any, you know, I don't know.
Did you feel, if you tap into last week when we were doing it, how did you feel?
It felt fun. I guess it was because I was by myself.
So the reason that you couldn't do it at home was because it wasn't in a group?
Yeah, not that I couldn't do it, just I guess felt less inclined.
So what's the difference in feeling in being in a group as opposed to doing it yourself? What's the different feeling in your heart?
Because it's more fun with other people.
Okay. Is it fun to do it with God?
Yes.
So when you get up, will it be fun to like do the routine with God?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. He already tried to like troll everyone, so I'm pretty sure he's ready to have a good time with you in the morning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So are you alone when you do Tai Chi? Alone?
No.
Like that? Are you that kind of alone?
No.
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 So how could doing it, like how do you think that would change your morning?
It would probably definitely lift my mood, wake me up.
Yeah. Absolutely. And is that something that you'd like to have in your life? Would that benefit you and give to you?
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
So how does it feel now to get up and do some movements in your body?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like it would be a gift to myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the resistance there?
Something around giving myself stuff. Because I mean, I feel like there is something there, and it's around like being kind to myself, being good to myself.
Receiving love.
Yes.
Are you worthy of receiving love?
Yes.
Are you God's child?
Yes.
What does that little girl in your heart need to feel loved here?
Consistency. Like stability, I guess.
She desires you to turn up for her every morning. In days that feel good, she desires you to be there for her.
Yes.
Can you commit to her?
Yes.
And how does it feel? How does it feel in your heart when you commit to that girl in your heart?
Safe.
Little girl. Yeah. What else does she need?
Love.
I just want you to just sit back in your chair for me.
Okay.
And just relax. Relax to your body. And just drop your eyes down into your heart space. And I just want you to be present with that little girl who feels a little bit uncomfortable about giving love to herself. Can you see that part of yourself?
Yes.
Why isn't she worthy of giving love to herself?
Oh, she's shy. Feels like she doesn't deserve it.
Why doesn't she deserve it?
It's not good enough.
Are you good enough for God? And why?
She's not doing anything.
Why are you good enough for God?
Because I was created that way. Created perfectly.
So you're perfect. You're perfectly enough. You are perfectly enough. Is that the truth?
It is.
You're already perfectly enough. Always have. Always will be. You've always had the space to do whatever you want. You've always been enough for that. Always been enough to follow your heart.
Oh, just got a little twinge in my heart.
What's that twinge?
Feeling. I guess it means it's spot on.
Yeah, she knows that. She knows that she's perfectly enough and that she's always had the space to be herself. And all she has to do is accept that. And accept that for all of her brothers and sisters as well. And set them free too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They're all here to support you. We're all here to support each other in accepting ourselves. So that we can be free in doing whatever our body wants to do. Don't have to hold back. Feel really uncomfortable. And feel this stuck energy.
Yes.
Like really frustrated. Sexually frustrated. And you've got to release that energy. Let it move.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does she feel?
Seen.
Does it feel better to be seen or not seen?
Better.
So she feels better.
Mm-hmm. A little embarrassed, but definitely better.
Sounds like a fun embarrassment. A good embarrassment.
Yeah.
So how else is she feeling now?
Like she needs to work off some energy.
She needs to move in her body.
Yeah.
That would feel good, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
Bring some lightness to your life.
Definitely.
I heard you went to dance class this week.
I did. It was awesome.
I know. I was reading your post. It felt so good.
It did. Like, it really felt good. And, well, one thing with dance class that I do struggle with is knowing what's too much and what's not, because like in the movement, in the moment, I'm not good at feeling my body. I'm feeling the freeness. I'm feeling I'm feeling the motion and not so much the body, if that makes any sense. So I really don't know how hard I worked until it's done. And then my legs were sore for like 3 days.
Okay. So you felt out of touch with your body? You weren't identifying when was enough?
Yeah. Or if I did, I was like, there were some times, because I know it was a lot of like down on the floor and back up, but I didn't want to not do that part.
You enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have felt bad to stop?
Yes.
Right. So as you're getting back into physical activity, it's going to be natural for your body to feel the workout you did, right? So is it okay that your legs are sore for a couple of days?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like an injury. It was like
no. It wasn't like an injury, but it did. Well, okay, so it did make me worry about an injury, so I didn't do anything for those 2 days while it was sore. And then today I went back to yoga.
Good.
Or however many days it was. Yeah.
Right. So that's just the process of learning how to identify when are my muscles growing and recovering and processing, and when do I need to stop? When have I injured myself?
Right. Because back in April, I didn't listen to myself like that. And when I added a dance class on top of the yoga I was doing, I didn't cut back the yoga and I pulled a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't balance it.
So did you, if you tap back into that time, could you feel that point of control at all? Could you see where you were controlling yourself, or you had no idea?
I knew I was sore all the time. And that I kept going and kept waiting for it to even out, instead of letting it rest until it wasn't sore and then coming back and until it wasn't sore and come back, or, letting it let up in between. I just wanted to do yoga every day.
Right. So what was the reasoning behind wanting to do yoga every day? What was the intention?
It made my emotional state that was very weird and wonky feel so much better.
So you desired emotional release.
Yes.
And relief. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it easy to process your emotions if you're uncomfortable in your body, or is it harder?
It's harder because it gets in the way, because that messes with your emotions too.
Yeah, it means that your energy is going to be diverting to two places, and you won't be able to processing emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now that you have the mirror exercise, this pattern can be released, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because that was before I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had some tools, but yeah, I didn't have this one. So yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. So you're identifying, you're finding balance as to how can I support myself with my emotional release. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So prioritizing first, we want to look after our inner, right, before we look after our outer.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So how do you feel in this space?
I feel better. I feel good. I feel like I understand more too.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Do you feel you have the understanding that you need to look after your body in regards to knowing what is too much and what is not enough? I mean, too much or perfect?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Definitely more than I did. Enough to go for another week of making it easier.
Right. So you can take the next step and explore deeper that relationship and understanding.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Good. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, thank you.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, Chrissy.
I'm enjoying class today. It's lovely seeing you do your thing. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Feels good.
It does. So like I did it the 5-minute workout every morning when my coffee was being made. So I'd get the percolator on and I would come and like turn the class on, and I would, by that time the percolator was done, and I'd like brew my coffee. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes, which is perfect. And then I would do my Tai Chi while my coffee was brewing. And
Nice.
yeah, it felt really good. And I just did it. Like it just happened. I really enjoyed it. The first day I did it, I wasn't like grounded, and I went to work like super happy and high spiritually. Like I ran into a meeting Monday morning and I was like, I just did Tai Chi. And everyone was like, what a fucking PT is that? And I was like, I did Tai Chi. And like no one had everyone was like all like drained and like, tired because the military energy is like extremely
Heavy.
And so like I was like really light, like, you know, it was like super contrasting. And yeah, it was interesting. And like somebody like I really get along with, he's like, my parents had me doing that stuff when I was like 5. And I'm like, see, so you know. And he was like, yeah, I'm really grateful that like they taught me that stuff, you know, like they taught me different things or whatever. And he's very non-military too. Like we're kind of both considered brains, I guess, in the military. But like I was really grounding into our work last week there, and like feeling like the athlete that I am, and feeling how healthy I am, and feeling my health and my body at a deeper level. And I was working on that this week. On Wednesday I went to a massage, and like I'm finding a new massage therapist now, but like I really liked my massage therapist I had when I was here before, so I picked her back up when I got here. But it's no longer compassionate for me to work with her.
Oh.
And so like I was working through this energy because she's heavier than me, but like I work through the energy of like what the Army considers to be heavy, right? And so that level of standardness is a bit different for me because of my profession. And so the Army feels that I'm like, communicates to me that I'm fat, right? Based on like what their measurements are. Yeah. And so like I have to work through that. Like I don't feel I'm fat. I feel like I'm really honoring my body, and I'm moving into my optimal health.
Yes.
But that's just the Army's energy, right? And so like I'm working through that, and like I was talking to her about it, but because she's a heavier set woman, she got offended. And that's her shit, you know, it has nothing to do with me. But like it was like she posted all this stuff on Facebook. And I was like, okay, like I clearly triggered the fuck out of you, and unprofessional. So yeah, like it's just like transcending what I have, and like being comfortable with letting go of what I think that I want in order to move into what is in alignment. And I think it's moving into like working with a chiropractor for a little bit. I've never done that before, but that's where she was guiding me. Like the God through her was guiding me into making a chiropractic appointment, and to like help with the structuring of my body based on my injury, right? Like, so my left side is really weak because of the injury I had for so long. I'm rebuilding that, and my hip was out of place. And so like when I was getting my hip worked on, when the massage therapist was working on my hip, like I didn't know what I did, and I asked for clarity, and then she had me move my legs a certain way, and I instantly knew it was that lower back exercise. And I was like, fuck, I'm 100% positive it was this lower back exercise that I avoided the first week. And then the second week I did it, and it popped out. So like, and I didn't even know my hip popped out. Like I wasn't aware of that.
Wow.
I know, which to you is like astounding. I get it. But like, I had no idea I popped my hip out. I was just like, okay. So yeah, like something for me to look at there.
Yeah. So how does your heart feel around that area in your body?
That's where all my weight sits. It's like right on my hips and my belly. And I don't want it there. I don't want it there. Like I do my flutter kicks, I do ab workouts, I do like, you can see my abs under my belly fat, right? Like you can see the definition there, but it's just like, there's something in this area of support that I'm working through, right? Lower back is all about support.
So I don't want myself.
Right? So I'm upsetting myself because I don't want myself. I don't want myself. And choose to be shown here. Feels like it's tied to greatness. Like claiming my optimal health moves me deeper into my greatness. And not wanting that. Yeah, because Jeff was telling me the other day, he's like, everyone's gonna know you. Like everyone's gonna know you. And I don't know if I want that, Carmel. I'm like,
Does it feel bad for you to say that? I don't want to be known. How does that feel?
I feel stupid.
I don't even
like
know if I should ask the question. Like, why don't you want to be known? Like, that's such a silly question. Like, but why wouldn't you want to be known?
It's because I want to live like a quiet life, like where I can get up and I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I can move through my life and live a life aligned with God that allows me the space and autonomy to do everything I want to do. I want to serve the military. I just I don't want to do it the way that they're presenting it to me. Yes.
Right. So is God going to take you down a path that you don't desire?
No.
Is the military in control here?
No, God is.
God's in control. God loves you.
God loves me. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know this to be true. So I'm looking at this part of myself that I don't want. I'm having a really hard time here.
Yeah, I feel like you're obsessed with the military.
I do have an upset with the military.
Yeah.
I feel like the system is abusive, and I don't want to partake in the abuse of it.
Right.
And regardless of like its groundedness, right? Like I feel it's abusive. I feel it's become abusive.
And where are you partaking in abuse?
I'm not in any way. Right. But that ultimately results in me potentially not meeting standards. That's not my job. It's God's job. It's God's job to work out that. I just feel like if I fail, I'll have failed God. Like if I fail my TATE test this month, I'll fail God because I didn't do something, or like I failed to maintain the Army's standard and weight, which would have resulted in me abusing myself. I feel like there's no
does God, if the Army's current standard is grounded in abuse, does God desire for that to continue?
No, God doesn't. God just put me in charge of an investigation that is, it's literally an abuse of resources investigation I'm doing. Like that's the investigation I've been assigned, is literally investigating people abusing resources.
Right.
And like the Army's people are a source of, it's not the same thing. Like I'm investigating something completely different, but like the Army's people are our greatest resource. And there's abuse there.
So God's clearly asking you to ground in love and trust in Him. Yes. No matter what the Army's asking of you. And it requires fucking massive trust, right?
It does. Yes, Carmel, it does. It does. Like you look at this from the financial perspective. I just put a down payment on a Porsche, and I'm like, if I fail this fucking PT test because of the weight, like I'm not gonna have a job in 3 months. right? Like the army could potentially do that. Probably not, but it's possible, right? And so like
Why would they fire you?
because that's what the army does.
But they love you. They like.
I know they love me, but that's the regulation. That's what the regulation states. They've got to follow the regulation.
And that's what you're transcending.
Mm-hmm. I know this all to be true.
I know.
I know I'm in alignment.
I know.
I'm so scared that I'm going to fail my PT test. I like
you're still grounded in fear, right? So it doesn't matter. It's not about passing the PT test.
Okay.
It's about letting go of the fear.
I just let go of the fear.
What are you
That's what the disconnect is that like I'm afraid of losing my job.
That's the fear. That's like, I feel it. It's like a fear in your heart, and it's like festering.
Yeah. Yes.
And it feels really bad.
It does.
And it doesn't matter whether you pass that PT test or not. If you don't hear the fear, then it doesn't really matter if you pass it or not. We're here to heal the fear.
Yes, I choose to heal this.
So what does that part of you need to feel loved?
Support.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is, I have support. Like I'm not worried about money.
You want the military to support you?
Yes, I do. I do. Like, yes.
And what's the only path you can take so that they can eventually support you in the way you desire?
The one that I'm on, like the path in front of me, whatever God puts in front of me is what I do.
Yeah, for them to be able to support you, you have to show them how to release their patterns. You have to create it yourself.
Right, I'm not in charge of how that happens. I'm just in charge of doing my portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have created that life for myself.
Yeah, you're already in alignment. It's just a matter of taking the steps.
Right. I choose to release this fear. It doesn't serve me. It's like a virus.
What are you feeling?
I feel a lot of energy in my head. So I'm choosing to release it completely. Like I feel like the spiritual path and the spiritual life doesn't align into a military life.
Yeah, that's because you're seeing it for its old image.
Mm. Yeah.
Why didn't you agree there?
It's just where the army's at, right? Like it's an old image, new image, or whatever God's creating through me for the army.
Is there God in all things?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just choose to surrender here. Feels better. What do you think, Coach? How am I feeling? I feel lighter.
I just, correct me. I feel like you're saying the army is this and it's that and it's not divine and it's in heavy patterning, but that isn't God's military. So why are we still holding on to that image?
It's like that's the only way they know. Like they're doing what they know because they don't know anything different.
Right, but are they gonna transform and evolve?
Always, we're always transforming. We're always evolving. Yes,
Are they gonna heal?
if they choose to, they will heal.
They don't have power over God, right?
No.
What does the military in God's kingdom look like?
There isn't one. There's no need for it.
Thank you. No need for war. I understand now. So if there's no war in God's kingdom, then they will be healed.
Yes.
Can you trust that?
Yes.
And how does that feel?
True. Feels like a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Is your support system gonna grow massively?
Yes.
You're gonna have a whole team
Yes.
that knows what they're doing, leaves themselves, gets the work done.
Yes. Yeah, it feels good.
What else is there?
Just feels like grounding. Like just feels peaceful.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. How does your hip feel? Like when you tap into that place?
It feels in alignment and it feels loved. Like my workouts were really great this week.
Is there still upset there?
Yes.
What's the upset?
Feels fragile. Stressed.
Mm. Is that how God created you?
No.
What are the qualities of your divine body?
Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Fit. Flexible. Resilient. Light.
Perfect.
Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Is this the truth of your hip? This part of your
Yes.
body?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you choose to see it for what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you choose to surrender control and let it be?
Yes.
Hmm. And how is it feeling now?
Feels like there's like pulling from my center, like there's pulling from my vertebrae a bit.
Your hips pulling from your
Like my,
spine?
yeah, from like my base.
And how does
Like
that
it's
feel?
trying to pull away from me.
Your hips trying to pull away from you.
Right. It feels very stressed to like pull away from myself like that.
Hmm. And what does that part of you need to feel loved and peaceful?
To surrender into its place. Be in proper alignment. Hmm.
Can you command your body to do
Yes.
things?
Mm-hmm.
So in truth, it's already healed.
Yes. That feels better.
Is there anything that feels out of place here in this area?
So I had like my excess weight come up, like my fat feels out of place, like it shouldn't be there.
What's causing the fat?
Stress,
Hmm.
resistance.
Where are you stressed and resisting?
My body.
Do you choose to let go of control?
Yes.
Can you trust that God supports you perfectly here?
Yes.
So is there any part in your body that you have to hold on to?
No.
Nope. You can let it be free.
Yes. Hmm.
How does it feel to let go of control of all parts in your body?
Foreign.
Is it safe?
Yes.
Can God see the foreign space?
Yes.
So you can trust.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yogananda just popped in.
Wow, look how supported you are.
Yeah. Reminds me of a story, an autobiography of a yogi, where Yogananda was always very thin. He was always like a thin person, but always felt like he should have or she should have like a belly. And then she woke up one day with a belly, like overnight.
Wow, no way.
It's in autobiography of a yogi.
Wow.
She just came in and said, "It's done." She walked out. She comes into me because she's my spirit guide for mapping. She comes in and like just drops these things and walks out.
Oh, sorry, that's funny. I love
Pretty
that.
epic.
Just walks in.
Yeah, she's like,
See you later.
there you go, walks out. Yeah, she's great.
It's done. What did that mean?
Like the healing, it's
complete?
done. Yeah, like no big deal, it's done. Like quit stressing over shit. Yeah.
I love that.
And she disciplines me a lot. Oh, I feel better. Thanks, carbs.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah. So just with your gym routine, I feel like you found a baseline. Do you agree? Like yourself?
Yeah, it feels really good. I'd like to do the same workout I did last week again this week because I did miss a day.
Yeah.
So I know I haven't grounded it completely yet. And I feel really good with the arm workouts and the increase in the weight there.
Mhm.
I feel like every exercise is where it should be right now.
Good.
Yeah, so I'd like to do it again. I'd like to get up to 15 minutes of cardio along with that. And I'm at about half of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
About 6 to 12 minutes maybe. So that feels good.
Cool. Yeah, I checked in with as well like last night. I'm like, yeah, there's no building here because there's no foundation yet. So yeah, it feels really good to just ground it deeper. Perfect. Right. And the ankle strengthening exercises, how'd you go with those?
Yeah, I did those once. There's a couple of them that I do often naturally.
Okay.
And so like I need to do that at home. So I'm going to start this week too. Cause like, I need to watch the video and do it with the video a couple times.
Yeah.
To make sure I'm doing the right form on them. But yeah. I'll add those in, too. Yes. I did them at the gym when I was there.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, great work.
Thanks.
Okay. Hey everybody. How you going?
Yeah, good. It's just like funny that when Chrissy was going through her healing, I was just like I had this thing in my head and I was like, should I share it? Like, is that okay for me to share it? And like the moment I was asking that, that's when she said like, oh, Yogananda just popped in. And I was like, oh, it was so like perfect because when she was talking about God's army, it made me like think about the Bhagavad Gita. So like the story of Mahabharata where Krishna like advises Arjuna to actually lift up his weapons and fight, and he's like, it's your dharma, as in like that's your purpose, and it's very divine that you like as a soldier, like as a person to fight war is really divine, and like God intends you what do you say, like God intends that, like he and then made me feel like we are having like the Durga Puja, like the Navratri, so it's like a 9-day goddess festival, so it's like a Durga the warrior goddess. So today's the 9th day, and on the 9th day is when we all worship the tools and weapons of the house. So like any instruments or any knives and these like so-called weapons that is in the house is worship. So it's like I just felt like sharing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I feel like that's such a beautiful. I really appreciate your culture in that way, and how it has these kinds of festivals, and really honors, the divine goddess, and yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks.
So what's come up for you today?
Yeah, for me it was about like listening to my feelings exactly the way I'm feeling and trusting it. So I didn't like do the exercises during the week, and
Okay.
I was feeling like yeah, I was feeling like, oh, I failed, or like whatever, uh, whatever I've maintained, I kind of like let myself down. And this thing about like, oh, you'll be punished, like, how you gonna face, somebody, your teacher, your coach, for not doing uh, your homework. So that came out. Uh, but it feels good now. Like I worked through when Chrissy was working through her stuff.
Right. Yeah, you no need to ever feel that way. Yeah, or
Yeah.
I'm only here to fully support your own process. Right.
And yeah, so like for me, like this whole week I was working on um the masculine and feminine thing. So like what we spoke, we did work last time, and I was feeling like um allowing myself to actually um be, I don't know what the word, like vulnerable in my body, like as just uh, to relax into your body as a feminine, to receive. um
Yeah, that feels
yeah.
good.
And um what came up was dancing, and I was like, to feel comfortable and free to be able to dance, especially like I was feeling nervous and conscious when I think about dancing in front of him, my twin. So it's like,
So you feel nervous and self-conscious
yeah.
in your body and about your body.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm nervous and self-conscious with myself. So that part of you, can you see that part of you, that little girl that feels nervous and self-conscious with that man before her? She's being called to dance. Yeah. What does she need to feel loved here?
Worthiness. um yeah, like worthy as a feminine.
Are you worthy of being a perfect divine feminine?
Yeah.
Does it feel good to embody the full divine feminine? How would that feel to your heart?
Yeah, feels good, but I feel like there's a part of me which sees like this shame. So she feels shameful to be a feminine.
Why is she shameful? What's shaming about it?
Like it's as if the feminine is weak and less than.
Is Shalia weak and less than Jeff?
No.
She's a fucking powerhouse. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's divine. That's you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. That's like
What's the interrupt communicating to you?
it's like listen, like this loud voice screaming. Mm. Like as if I've avoided seeing this place of myself where I feel like that. Yeah.
Is it safe to see the truth of the divine feminine?
Mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's some of Shilia's qualities that you recognize?
Mm. Like I feel gentle,
Mm.
nurturing,
Mm-hmm.
powerful, extremely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
She's also fierce. Um, yeah, like even when she's gentle and she can be soft and just receiving like a gentle presence, she can still be fierce.
She's fierce in her devotion to God.
Mm, mm.
Mm. So how do you see the divine feminine now?
Yeah, like very whole. I was just looking at her in a one-sided kind of thing, but
Yeah, is being gentle and nurturing, is that a weakness? Does it make you less powerful?
no.
No. It's a very supportive divine quality that all of consciousness needs.
Mm.
Can you see the divine feminine on the dance floor and what she looks like?
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. She owns herself, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. She's so free in her body. She just
Yeah.
dances with God,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm.
So how do you feel about just dancing freely with God and having that be your focus and enjoyment?
Yeah, like as if I've held on to that shame for so long that it was very restrictive. Like it was very um, like a box kind of feeling in my body. So when I feel into moving freely, like completely letting go,
Mm-hmm.
it's like yeah, like freedom and acceptance.
Mm-hmm. So when you see yourself before your twin, is there any shame there when you dance with God?
Yeah, like I feel uh, like I feel stupid, like I feel uh, low on confidence.
Mm. So I'm upset because I feel stupid and low on confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that part of yourself that feels that way?
Mm. Mm.
Mm. And what is she calling for to be loved? What does she need to feel loved here?
That she actually did know how to be herself, her natural true self. Just permission and freedom for her to be exactly who she is, really.
Mm. How does that permission feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it feels freeing.
Mm. What else does she need to feel loved here?
Just trusting her feelings on what she feels she needs to do and be versus not to not give her power away to other people to approve of her.
So self-approval
Mm.
and trust in her own heart.
Mm.
Mm. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels a bit new. Just like this memory comes up where it's like my mom would say that you're not allowed to wear lipstick and you're not allowed to wear like uh, nail polish or have the feminine shoes, and she really took that to heart, and then she just shut herself out. So it's like this, like as if God gave her the permission to be her feminine self naturally. Like, yeah.
Does anyone outside of you have power over you?
No, no,
Do you, do you choose to give yourself the feminine needs that you desire?
yeah.
And how does that feel?
A lot of freedom, relief.
Mm. Yep. Don't need to hold on to that one anymore. You've always been free to be your divine feminine self. And you can show your mother she doesn't have to withhold her own divine feminine energy. She can be free too in the way God created her.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely okay. Very much encouraged.
Mm. What comes up when you say that um is because my mom now says that she's like looks at me and she's like, why don't you do things like normal girls do? And I'm like, there's anger there. Like, I'm angry at that. I was like, you taught me that, like, and now you're like, turning around, uh, sort of thing. Um, yeah.
What's underneath the anger?
Like, like so much grief about giving everybody outside myself so much power.
Good. So with that part of yourself that is holding on to that grief, do you choose to take back your power completely here?
Yeah.
How does it feel to take back your power completely in this space in your heart?
Feels very, very full and powerful. Yeah. Like safe and free at the same time.
Has the power always been in your hands?
Mm.
Mhm. And how does that feel?
Yeah, feels powerful. Like, yeah, anything can be healed. Um, and I just me choosing it is powerful enough for it to heal.
Yes. I feel like you've already taken your power back in this place. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Good. Do you feel complete here?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you ready to do some Tai Chi to ground?
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Okay. Let me just get that all up and ready. Share the screen. Share, share, share. Oh gosh. Oh, I want to see everybody. Why can't I see one? Let me just see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just see my messy room. All right. All right, everybody, enjoy. Like, go and enjoy. Feel your body.
Waving hands like clouds. Let's begin. First, we'll start by raising the hands out to the side. Breathe in. Imagine you're floating like a bird flying in the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to open the door. Open your leg. Take the hands. Collect the chi. Bring it to the heart. Push it down into the belly. One more time. Breathe in. Collect the chi. Breathe out. Push it into the belly. Now this time breathe in and hold the tree. This hand goes underneath to embrace the moon. Breathe in, rotate the hands, embracing the moon, and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to turn to the side. And you want to change the hands. One goes up and one goes down. And then they float across in front of the body, just like clouds floating in the wind. Now change the hands. One goes up, the other goes down. And they float across in front of the body. This time, breathe in when you change the hands. And breathe out. Float across the body like clouds in the wind. And breathe in. And float and breathe out. Now this time, breathe in and lean back. Let the hands float in front of the body. Breathe in, lean back. Breathe out, float in front of the body. Now breathe in and lean back. And now turn your body as they float across. And breathe in, lean back and breathe out. Turn your body. Now watch. Your hand is going to stop. All the fingers are going to come together in a single whip. As your other hand goes around in a full circle and pushes out to the side. Imagine you're collecting leaves, a pile of leaves on an autumn day, and whoosh, you're throwing them away. And breathe in, collect the leaves, and whoosh, breathe out. Now release the hook, bring the hand down and around. Change the hands, float in front of your body. Change the hands and breathe in, back, float, get ready. This hand, all the fingers come together in a single whip while the other hand continues in a circle, pushes out to the side. Collect a pile of leaves. Breathe in, breathe out, and whoosh, let them go. Again, breathe in, and whoosh, throw them away. The last time, breathe in, collect the leaves, and whoosh, release the hook. Bring the hand down, front of the body. Now they change, one up and one down, and now the hands blow like clouds in the wind in front of the body. Change the hands, then breathe out, get ready. Fingers together in a single whip, stand on one foot. Now step out and push. We're going to scoop up those leaves and push. One more time, scoop the leaves. Push, get ready, release the hook. Hand comes down. Switch the hands. Let them float in front of the body. And now, again, switch the hands. Let them float in front of the body. And now, another hook. Hand goes around in a circle and push. Scoop and push. One more time. Scoop and push. Release the hook. Come around. Change the hands. Float in front of the body. Change the hands. Stop in front. Embrace the moon. Breathe in. Hold the tree. Push down. And close the door.
I can't with this lady. She is so fucking woo.
I was laughing. I loved when she's like, oh, I loved all of it, but I was just laughing the whole time.
I'm gonna have to work on that one. It was a little slow for me, actually.
I feel like we might, as it popped in, I feel like we might transcend her next week anyway. But, yeah.
Release them.
In front of the body. That was my favorite bit. But we'll see what God has in store.
That's great. That was awesome.
Alrighty. Well, have a
Thank you,
wonderful week,
Emily.
everyone. Do try if you
Thank
want. I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.